Ahoy! Captain's update. Say hello.
Hello.
So we left Cape May, and oh my gosh! So to get from Cape May up to Sandy Hook, it was an overnight sail. So 23 hours for that passage. Which,
Great conditions, though.
yeah, actually, it was good conditions. So we made sure that the timing was good with weather. So we left Sandy Hook this morning. And basically,
we left Sandy Hook at 3 o'clock this morning.
Yeah, actually 3 o'clock this morning. And the reason was that basically we had to wait for the tides and the currents to be right for us to go through from Sandy Hook up through New York City and out Long Island Sound. So the currents in New York City are crazy. So they're over 4 knots. So the reason we left at 3 o'clock was when we hit the Narrows, which is one of the first bridges, and it gets a kind of crunch there. It was slack tide. So slack tide means basically there was no momentum from the tides coming in. And then we rode the current and the tides that went in through New York City up through past, of course, Statue of Liberty, through Manhattan, through Roosevelt Island, kept going through Hell's Gate, and then basically past Rikers prison in Rikers Island.
And Harlem.
In Harlem, yeah, all those places. So when we finished that, actually our peak speed through the Sound was 11.8 knots. To put this in perspective, our boat actually does 5.4, 5.5. So if we didn't time the tides right, we basically would not be going anywhere.
We would have been going backwards.
Yeah, and yeah, how much traffic was through New York?
There was a ton of traffic. We actually thought because we were so early that we might miss a little bit of it, but no, it is the city that never sleeps. So there was ferries coming from pretty much every direction. I'm not exaggerating when I say that. And they're big ferries, and they have a big wake, a very big wake.
So they're doing 30 knots.
Yeah, so I mean they're high-speed ferries that take the commuters to work, and there was quite a few barges and there was quite a few freighters. So, however, they're equipped to handle it. It's not like it was dangerous or anything. You just had to have your wits about you and be careful of what you were doing. But if you didn't get the tides right, you wouldn't have control of your boat, and that would have been terrifying. So we hit the tides at the right time going in when we came through in September. And we hit the tides right on the way out. I could take no credit for any of that. That was all the captain's work. So
a lot of research.
A lot of research.
Yeah. So we landed actually. So we're in Port Jefferson right now, and we landed at 3 o'clock today. So a 12-hour day, but we got a lot of miles underway. So we're going out for supper tonight because we deserve it, and that's our update. Did you have anything else we didn't chat about?
Yeah, you wanted me to talk about something else.
Oh my gosh, the thunderstorm.
The thunderstorm. So we knew there was a chance of rain today, which doesn't bother us. That's not what we worry about when we're looking at weather. We're looking at wave height, frequency of the waves, and we're looking at wind. So we did know it was going to rain, but we got halfway through kind of our trek through New York City, and we were going under a bridge, and there was this big clap of sound, and Tess jumped, and I said to her, "Oh, don't worry about it, Tessie, that's only the bridge noise." And then the lightning hit. Not hit us, but hit. And we went through quite a thunder and lightning storm for about, what did you say, 45 minutes?
Yeah, so actually at that point, our visibility was zero. So you couldn't even see the bow of the boat. And of course, we're going through the traffic in New York City. So to say that added a little bit of trepidation into our trip, it did.
Thank goodness for AIS. And you know, I'm actually going to make a little note on that, because we had this discussion when we were going through the night, when we sailed through the night the other day.
And
I think it's actually really irresponsible now if you're going to do a voyage like this without AIS. So again, anybody contemplating about doing this, get the AIS. Not only does it protect you, it protects the other people around you. And it also protects the people who need to go out and search for you when you've made a dumbass move like not get AIS and hit somebody. So get the AIS. I think I was clear on that.
Yes.
Yes.
So we're going for drinks and supper.
We're going for Italian food at Pasta. And we were there the last time we were through Port Jefferson. We had a beautiful meal there, so we're going to go back there again. And I just want to give a quick shout out to my brother Donnie. It's a good day for you, and I wish you all the best.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
Chat soon. Thank you.
Good morning. We're just sailing through New York City. It's a cold, damp, rainy, yucky day. Good morning, Derek.
Morning.
Would you care to say what time we started out this journey this morning?
3 a.m.
Yep.
Gotta make the tides.
We'd have to make the tides for New York because it's crucial. If you don't time it right, you don't get to move anywhere because it's a very rapid tide. So we're just going under a bridge right now. To go under another one, but here's kind of the cityscape. And we were actually hoping to come through here when it's still dark, but that didn't happen. So anyway, it is dark. It's foggy and dark, but this is just a little taste of the big apple from the water. I'll show you. Take a look at the screen. Oh, there's Tess. So
9 knots. We normally 5.
we're going. The boat is going actually 0 knots.
Here goes the ferry doing 35 right beside us.
And can you take that off for a second? And we are actually doing 9.1 knots speed. There's hands in the way. Speed over water because of the currents. And here is one of the high-speed ferries going past. So the boat is essentially doing 0 engine-wise. And because of the water is moving us 9 knots speed over water, which is pretty cool. So that's why if you don't time it right, you don't go anywhere. You actually go backwards. So anyway, it's interesting, and we're going to get movie because of the ferry back there. It's interesting, and it's fast. It's very, very fast as long as you time it properly. Cheers. So to continue on our journey through New York City, what we're looking at right now is I guess it's a big monstrosity of a barge that is part of Rikers Prison. So Rikers Prison is full. So their solution to this was to create a barge, and they house humans in that. Yeah. So if you look up at the corner, that is a bit of a gymnasium space on the top, and the last time we came through we could actually see inmates exercising on the roof. I don't see any today, but it's a little spitty and rainy out, although I would imagine that wouldn't bother them just to get some fresh air. I can't imagine what it would smell like on that thing. Nothing looks like it's open. Yeah, that's terrible. I think that's going to be one of those things that hopefully in 100 years we realize how inhumane that is. I'm just going over to the other side. Hello, Tess. And this is Rikers Island. So this whole island is a penal system, penal colony.